Today is June 21st, 2025, and it is officially the summer solstice, so it is officially summer. And I don't know about you, but I can feel the shift, I can feel the change. I'm going to try to be patient with myself during this message. I am going to put myself in a space of channeling and strictly channeling. I'm going to get out of my own way, and I'm going to say what the divine has sent me here to say. Over the course of time, since the beginning of this year, I have been hit with a string of messages, channels, downloads, whatever, answered prayers, whatever you refer to, how the divine communicates with you, right? Like whatever you refer to that as. I have had a string of messages, and I've also had a string of struggles. I have had a string of struggles. When this year first started off, I felt so confident. I felt so sure. I was ready to go. I understood that it was a 9-year. I understood that things were closing. I understood that cycles were being broken. I understood all of that stuff. It still did not prepare me for what that was going to look like. Especially as a Black person in America, the cycles that we are closing, right? So it's all about what we are consenting to. Nothing is being done without your consent. If you are consenting to smoking every single day because you're getting what you're getting from it, but you know that it is deteriorating your lungs and your body and your ability to be motivated and determined, you are essentially signing an energetic contract, right? If you are choosing to drink every single day because you're trying to numb yourself and you have alcoholics in your family, you are signing a contract, an energetic contract that says, I will continue to carry this curse out in my family's lineage, in my line, right? So I did not realize just how intense, simple, and also sneaky this energy was going to be. I didn't realize that I couldn't live my life like how I lived it before, previous and prior to this year. I didn't realize the things that I was doing to myself was going to determine whether or not I make it on through to the other side. This year is all about decisions, because you are naturally going to shed. The work is going to be done for you. Do you hear me? The work is going to be done for you. Spirit will show you exactly what, who, and where you need to let go. Your refusal to let go, your refusal to see how this is contributing to your demise will be the thing that keeps you stuck and stunted. I woke up this morning and all of these dots started to make sense. I've had dream after dream after dream, and I've had gaps and periods where there was no dreams, where it felt like there was radio silence, where I was like, God, did you abandon me? Like, on the real, did you abandon me? I had situations where people were tapping into my energy and it felt like a free-for-all, and I was like, I felt let down, because I felt like, specifically for my path, I've sacrificed so much, I've given so much, because I know in my heart that that's what God was calling me to do. I answered my calling again and again and again. Every single time someone called, I answered, and that was the problem. I thought to be a good steward, to be of the divine, meant every single time someone called, it was meant for me to answer. And unless there was some huge, disturbance in that connection, then, I was supposed to be exactly where I was, doing what I was supposed to be doing because God had called me to do it. And that's just not the truth. That's just not the reality. And like, let me give you an example. There was a woman who came to me for a reading, and I lit her candle, and I was going to do her removal, because sometimes before I can do a reading for somebody, I had to remove whatever is there. I don't charge them anything, because how messed up would that be? You know what I mean? To be like, someone came to me for a reading, and I'm like, well, you have this on you, so you got to pay me to remove it. It just didn't make sense to me. So I lit the candle, and in this deep Southern masculine voice, I hear, baby, this is not your business. Because this woman came to me and told me that someone put voodoo on her. Turns out she put voodoo on somebody. She went to a priestess and put something on somebody, and those were her repercussions. That was her fight. You know what I'm saying? So I thought every single time there has to be a clear sign like that. Every single time there's going to be this message that's loud and clear and able for me to hear clearly or decipher, and that's just not the case. So the start of this year, I made a video on YouTube and I talked about how a lot of this has to do with our birthright. A lot of this has to do with examining the cycles of our parents and all that other stuff. And then I just completely just I put out the message and then I forgot to follow the message. I forgot to look deeper into the message. I forgot about the message. And so this is me coming full circle, and I'm telling y'all that we can't forget about the patterns, the habits, and behaviors that are prevalent in our families, okay? And we have to realize what we are energetically signing to when we decide to do whatever we feel like we want to do with our bodies, forgetting that we are sovereign beings, forgetting that our body is a temple, forgetting it doesn't matter how you see God, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, spiritual, it does not matter. It doesn't matter how you see God. You have to know that you are a part of that source. And being a part of that source means that you have a responsibility to nurture, maintain, and hold that part of you. See, I'm getting all jittery. I'm getting like literally chills. So for me, I had decided that it was either this or it was that. This part of it was a habit and behavior that I continue to cycle through. That was the other side. What spirit was promising me, what I was seeing, my visions come into fruition. That point in time, I have been deeply connected with that point in time, and I felt frustrated because in this, you know what spirit said to me? And they didn't say this, they showed it, right? You know what spirit showed me? I have told you again and again and again that this way is not working. I've showed you each thing that is within this that is not working. Each habit, each behavior, each time you go to do it, you have that nauseous feeling or that intuitive feeling, or somebody tells you something that's like, oh, that was a weird coincidence at this time for that to happen when I was just about to this. Spirit is saying to us that they have built us and trained us to this point. Now, the shedding is up to us. The shedding is up to us. We're here to help you. We're giving you the guidance. We're giving you the instruction. We're telling you how to do it. Do you want to remain the same, or do you want to be made new? Period, point blank. It's that simple. You are going to have to sacrifice some things. You are going to have to be disciplined in certain areas. You are going to have to do what you have to do in order to get to your that. The that has not abandoned you. Spirit has not abandoned you. Spirit is tired of your shit. This is where the baby turns into the adult. The baby turns into the adult. You have to parent and mother and father yourself. A lot of the open wounds that we are dealing with are generational. So a lot of the grief that you think that you were carrying about someone's physical absence is really you carrying the physical curses that they have left. It doesn't mean that our people are just filled with curses and our people are all bad. No, maybe your mother did not deal with her self-esteem before she passed. What do you think is going to be happening within you? You might struggle with your self-esteem, okay? Maybe your father passed before he could fully express his musical abilities. Now you're here with all of these musical abilities, but no, you want to smoke and you want to drink and you want to hang out and you want to do all this other stuff instead of putting in all of this time and effort and money and resources into your music, okay? Okay, it's not about getting famous or blowing up or doing any of those things. It's about staying in tune and intentional with that internal heartbeat that is your drum, your original instrument. That is important. That is deeply important to this world. You are important to this world. So I need you to understand that a lot of times when we are co-signing our bullshit, we're also becoming slaves to this energy that is failing, falling, and crumbling. Look at the system. Everything that's happening in the spiritual is happening in the physical. And this is not to negate the physical. You should be keeping up with politics right now. You should be keeping up with what's happening in the world. You should see who's at war. You should see all of this stuff. You should see it. Deal with it, right? Be present so that you can see what you as a singular human being living in your mind and your skin and your body and your brain, what is your responsibility to this collective as this shit falls, as this shit crumbles, as we are all going through our own grief and our own heartache, right? This is a collective movement. This is a collective movement. You have to do your part though. And this is not me pointing the finger. This is me, if you read between the lines, if you are able to see me as a human being, which many people have not. Many people have put me on a pedestal and told me that I didn't have no feelings and I didn't have no right to express. And I was, this grand person that was beyond human the whole time. I'm the most human of you all, bitches. Okay. Anyway, if you read between the lines, you will hear my story. You will hear my experience. This isn't me coming at you. This is me trying to help you because I've been there. I've done that. I'm just coming out of it. I'm telling you, there was something about this summer solstice that just clicked. That just clicked for me. Okay. I've been going through it. I have not been well because I am ending the cycles. My lineage has been heavy. My lineage has been heavy. The times that I begged people in my family to get right and to do right and to see how we are harming us. And a lot of times I felt alone in this fight. I felt like the only one that was seeing that shit ain't right. Shit ain't right. I had to let go. And I had to shed the skin of being the unhealed mother. That's the wound that I was carrying. A womb that was not healed for generations after generations after generations. It ends with me. Whether other people decide to do it or not, family, friend, or foe, it ends with me. And that is why I also said that this year, you have to focus on yourself. Baby, there's no way to get around yourself. You can get over on other people. You can get around other people. You can avoid other people and isolate. You can't get around you. You can't. So I'm telling you, now that I'm at a space of peace, because I understand that I haven't been failing. I haven't been lost. I haven't been abandoned. I just had a choice to make. I just had to decide. I sat in bed last night with a sincere heart, wide open, and I broke agreement with something that had a hold on me. It's all mental. It starts in the mental. Does this mean I'm going to be perfect? No. Does this mean that I might not backslide? No. It's still going to be a fight. But I have decided with certainty, and that's me. Once I decide, I'm talking about, I went through all the whys and why nots. I went through all the reasonings, the pros and the cons. That's just how my brain works. I need the why. I need the why, the root of something in order for me to break whatever relationship I have with something, right? So I have the why. And there's nothing that's going to drag me back to this. I want that. I want that. Period. So this is the message that I have been called to deliver. I always stop myself from posting because I want it to be perfect. I want the message to sound how I want it to sound, but this was raw. This was raw. This was real. This is me coming to you as a spiritualist, as a friend, as whatever you see me as. If you trust that I know what I'm talking about, thank you. Thank you, Boogie. That's so kind of you. And then on the other side, it's like, from my heart to yours, I see you and I understand you. And I hope that you take this message and you take what you need from this message. And yes.